Peace be upon you. Oh, sorry. Okay. Please take a deep breath in. If you spend too much thinking and rethinking or trying to make sense out of what you're feeling, you may hesitate to act when the time comes for you to do so. So careful about cautiousness, or rather fear masqueraded as cautiousness. High chances of missed opportunities. Be courageous and trust your heart. Aries. Lunar cycle, 4 weeks. Up to 4 weeks. Yes, you are asked to move forward in truth. To be courageous and to be more expressive, basically. Communicate your thoughts, your ideas, your views, your intentions, but to act on them rather than delegate. You're supposed to be right there in the midst of whatever situation you're trying to either influence, change, or participate in. Eternal servitor, the ancient wanderer, hope in completeness and yearning. Whatever you're seeking when it comes to that need of feeling whole, purposeful, give meaning to your life, your journey overall, is basically lies or is dependent on your ability to honestly, sincerely, and clearly express. Taurus, the 9 of Wands. Whether you want to or not, you have to take your current health or mental situation, your overall just emotional space a lot more seriously. You definitely need a break. So slow down, take it easy, but don't give up. Master of inspiration, understanding, community, and ingenuity. Spend more time with people and less time stressing about things that are not in your control. Soon enough you'll be out of or you're gonna complete a very long and tiresome and challenging cycle. So rejoice with others and impart and share, create memories, spend more time with people. Gemini. Strength in reverse. There's a fire that has been building up in you. Not the right kind though. Frustration, resentment. Your advice is to control your temper. Don't impose your views on someone else. Restlessness, independence, and appraisal. The traveler, keeper of the crossroads. Move away from the situation. Be the bigger man or woman. Try and avoid a conflict by anticipating a possible terrible reaction or response. So if you already know something or someone to be triggering you, and or you have disdain towards, or you're frustrated about, or at this time, at least for the next month, try to avoid that final, clash, because right now it's going to be a clash. And focus rather more on traveling and meeting new people, leisure, and so on. Cancer. Let's see how it impacts you, since this energy predominantly impacts you. The stars. You feel whole, complete. There's healing, there's good news, expansion, possible births or news of births of children, possible celebration, a feeling of just connection with the all, serenity, harmony. So it looks amazing for you. Much needed healing and clarity. Yes, if you've been hurt in any way, physically, emotionally, disappointed, suffering, struggling, there's healing here, especially for those struggling with addiction. Honesty, shame, and restitution, overcoming a huge hurdle here, a huge trial. So healing, that's to say the initial energy I saw there was like healing. It's kind of like a miraculous healing, a healing that you yourself nor anyone else would have even hoped for at this point. So it's absolutely beautiful. Grand rising energy for you. Leo. Leo, you may have to, bring out that sword and cut left and right. Therefore, you're going to have to disconnect and be emotionally detached from whatever current situation you may be called to participate in. You are crucial. You're going to deliver truth or some form of a justice or correction, or in the most direct, unequivocal and successful action, basically. You don't care how you may appear to others. You're going to do what you're called to do, what you believe in, what you're most aligned with, in order to set something right. So this can also mean that you may go after others, whether to unmask corruption, to reveal something, to challenge them in some manner. You may sue them and so on. You're challenging someone else's imaginary or proposed authority to some extent. In other words, you're going to humble people left and right. Potency, confidence, and magnetism, the Golden Empress, Jewel of Abydos. That's your energy right there. You're making space for light, for truth. You're going to show no tolerance to anyone who is ultimately corrupt. Virgo. Acknowledgement and acceptance of an ending, of an unsuccessful outcome to a plan or a situation, a relationship, a business. It's raised to a conscious level. So the Radiant Lord, wisdom, paternalism, and kindness. This is precisely your energy. You're going to let go of something in the nicest, more calm and gentle manner possible, with acceptance, forgiveness, but you're going to let go of it either way. You're accepting something as a failure, with no resentment, no anger, no remorse, no regret. You're focusing on the highest good, especially if you're a parent. You're focusing on what's truly important to you, and you're grateful. And that very genuine gratitude helps you rejoice for what you have with no concern over what no longer is. Very beautiful energy. Libra. The Seven of Wands. I need to stand up for something, defend something, something you believe in, principles, values, and it's not a matter of actually fighting. It may appear as proactive, aggressive, or this is neither an attack nor an energy of, acting on something per se. It's rather standing your ground on something that you firmly believe in, or you've paid dearly for, and it doesn't necessarily equate in this instance with not being willing to take the L, right? To accept the loss or cut your loss in any way. This is not even about whether you win or lose. It's a matter of principle to you. Courage, powerful. The Maestro, master of inspiration, understanding, community, and ingenuity. You're stepping in a leadership role. Scorpio. Truthful, sharp, to the point. New endeavors for you. Proposals, offers, and that you're gonna actually accept, and you kind of already saw them coming, but you're kind of preparing yourself mentally and emotionally, because obviously you already know beforehand that you're gonna have to cut through some bull, so that you either recognize that what you are gonna undertake as this new endeavor, business opportunity, whatever, proposes some challenges that you're already aware of. Either you may have enemies or people that do not like you, that have expressed that in some manner. So you're ready, you're standing ready to put them right back in their place, long before they even attempt to say or try and stop you or prevent you, or you already know what's up, in other words. And you know how you're going to handle this. Rational, to the point, fair. The thinker in reverse, the father of knowledge. Knowledge, instruction, reinvention. In other words, if someone will try and manipulate you, whether emotionally or with false information or facts or drama or whatever, narratives, and no. With you, it doesn't stick, it doesn't work. Long before they attempt to. So you're not falling for deception. I also see a kind of a shift in perspective, whereas you're truly going from left to right in the sense of no problems. I see now that I'm with the majority, and I'm actually called to say, wait a minute, I was on the wrong side of all this. Wow. I got manipulated. Never again. And you're going to be one of the most fierce defenders of the very thing that you may have actually judged or criticized up until now. You either stand up for the person that you may not have liked up until now, or you saw in a terrible light, or you didn't have enough. So having that ability to actually, turn around and say, hey, I was wrong. I get it now, I see it now. And stand up for it, that requires humility and courage and discernment, and that ability to flip right when the time comes. When you feel, wait a minute, something's fishy here, right? So you may have went on, for example, with a political perspective that most people around you would have, or so on. Or even your own, which you tend to do. You tend to have your own because you're so intuitive. And you're realizing the evil that lurked behind a specific group of people, or a leader of some sort, or those with the power to alter people's lives, how evil they could be, to the point whereas they corrupted everything in order to have people align with a specific set of values or views. Or so in other words, you see the corruption, and you're no longer willing to shut up about it. You're going to speak of it, and your word carries weight. Even if you may feel that you're going to be criticized for the fact of you not speaking up before or prior to this stage, or quite the contrary. Maybe up until now you have been, the one shouting alongside all the others. Sinner, sinner, sinner. And now all of a sudden say, wait a minute. And you're protecting said sinner now. Say, no, they're a victim. They're not the sinner. These are the perpetrators. We've all fallen for it. Very powerful. It's karma, right? So you're going to actually express this perspective, and it's going to change a lot of people's minds coming from you. They trust what you're going to say. They know that you have this superpower, this ability to actually feel the spirit, feel the vibe. And you yourself may have been shocked once it hit you. And you recognized evil for evil, no matter how beautiful it portrayed itself. So this also reflects no longer being willing to protect your own interests or your own safety or etc., but rather acting from a place of, higher moral values, justice, truth, and principles that go beyond just your own preservation or better financial situation, comfort, and so on. Very powerful. Sagittarius, thank you for your service. Sagittarius, Hierophant in reverse. You may have been given recently an opportunity to step up to the table, and you've once again disappointed someone. You preach well. Everybody sees you. You're quite the opposite of Scorpio. Nobody can trust you, apparently. Poet of Avon. The storyteller. Fame, stagnation, and pride. This is infamy and fall from grace. No one trusts anything you have to say. How can you overcome this? Let your actions speak. The very same thing that has had you fall from grace, the fact that you said one thing and did another, that very same thing that your actions ultimately have led people into no longer trusting you, or lack thereof, right? Is the very thing that can be your redemption arc. Do the things that you've promised to do. Capricorn. The Two of Cups. A union. A meeting, union. Spending time with someone you care about. The thinker, the father of knowledge, instruction, and reinvention. A meeting of minds and of hearts. Beautiful partnership. You seem to have found a partner that you actually align with, and not only find each other to be so harmonious and go well together and care for one another in the same manner and so on. It's also an alignment of the minds. You seem to have the same values, ideas, and you could just sit there and talk for hours. This is a very beautiful power couple, very harmonious, and just the right person at the right time. It's absolutely perfect. So you're absolutely absorbed and enjoying this blessed connection that you have. You no longer feel alone, and you're actually enjoying some time away from just work and manifestation. Aquarius. Page of Wands. Fear and cowardice. The Traveler, Keeper of the Crossroads. Restlessness, independence, and appraisal. You're escaping something. You know what you need to do, but you're escaping it. You're going the other way. Yeah. It's your choice to do so. Pisces. The Two of Swords. Okay. You've done something, and currently you have to go for something. It can also be someone either sued you or some legal problems of some sort, conflict. And you feel the need to either defend yourself, isolate. Guardian of Saints, Jean the Maid, humility, disillusionment, and champion. The pain that you've had, rather than express it and move on, turned into some form of an action that you may have undertaken that had nothing to do with what you were feeling, rather than just an expression of utter rage. You need to work on your ability to manage your emotions. Just say that you're in pain, even though others may not be able nor supposed to do anything about it. But start expressing that pain verbally, rather than acting on it, because you obviously have done something that calls for some form of a repercussion. And I feel strongly not just to being judged or criticized for your actions, but rather it may have translated in you needing to be somehow balanced out or helped to snap out of this, and via having you pay some consequences for these kinds of actions that you've undertook in a moment of just utter pain and your inability or rage or disappointment, or in your inability to temper that out. You acted impulsively from a place of pain, and there's obviously some back and forth of some sort here, some repercussions, either legal, financial, bureaucratical, practical even. Whereas you feel isolated and no one seems to be willing to help you. No, because you've put yourself in that situation. You didn't have any regard. You couldn't, other than your own pain and what you're experiencing at the time, any regard towards whom you could have hurt in the process, as if they were responsible. You keep making other people responsible without you even realizing, or making them pay, or for the very least affecting negatively their own existence with no purpose whatsoever. And the ego is telling you, don't speak about it, show strength. This is not strength, this is weakness. So you're better off what? Causing a scene, for example, or cutting someone's tires up, rather than finding someone that's close around you, if you haven't alienated everyone at this point, that is willing to listen and just start speaking about it. You've got nothing to prove. Don't be ashamed of your own nature and pain. You are sensitive and you cannot process it. Start exploring the pain, the trauma, what ails you. Especially if you can find a good professional and you have that ability to do so. Have a blessed cycle ahead, and may you all be healed, sealed, guided and protected on your paths. Shalom.